in. We welcome sharpshooter Trevin Knell back to Studio B. BYU basketball 8-1 on the season after beating a really good Utah State team last night with a bunch of guys that you know very well. Trevin, what's that game like emotionally for you to play in?
Like I said last night, it's super fun. The atmosphere is incredible, and hands down to the Rock. We were just talking about it, but Greg, I'm just letting you know that there is a free throw defense out there.
It's so tough to shoot free throws into the Rock.
It is tough.
9 of 20, they start 0 of 6, and that really, like, you guys kind of had a 9 to 12 point lead, and yes, it got down to 7, 69-62, and was real stagnant there for a minute, but the inability of Utah State to make free throws, and then the ability to make three-pointers in this game was big. What was it like for you and the others to kind of get into a rhythm that way? You made 3 in the first half.
I think it was a huge relief, you know. T. Lucas and Alex Barcelo, they always talk to me about, hey, the next one's in, the next one's in. You got to think like that. And even one of our coaches, Coach Feger and Bobby, he always tells me, he's like, hey, you never miss your next shot. And so that's just something they keep reiterating to me every single day. And that's helped me a ton, you know. And I told everybody, I said, today's the day. And, you know, it really showed.
Okay, I like that confidence. We're in the pregame show, we were talking about, okay, right now Alex Barcelo and Spencer Johnson have combined for 45%. Everybody else 19. You guys are way better shooters than that. And we knew that. And it was just fun to, like, see it go down. What role in the success of this team does three-point shooting have?
I think it's a huge role, and the fact that we're winning games without it right now is huge.
It's amazing.
We're playing great defense. We're rebounding. And so if we add that, we're going to be even scarier.
You have breathing room.
We have a little more
You don't
breathing
have
room.
to fight it out to the last second.
I think without it last night, it's a tight game at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys end up winning by 11.
Exactly.
Now, you told us on BYU Basketball Media Day that you had worked on a lot of things other than just three-point shooting, specifically your ability to score the basketball off the dribble, and we've seen that manifest itself with your floater and your ability to do that, not just last night, but against Missouri State. When you are knocking down those shots, does that help you three-point shooting? How does that work mentally?
It works really well, you know, because now someone has to respect me off the dribble. And Coach Feger and I, we've worked a ton. We call it Feger finishes. And so we do a ton of those little 8-foot floaters.
Did he call this or you?
I think it was Alex. I think Alex started calling it Feger finishes. But, yeah, so I think it plays a huge role, and it gives me a little more breathing room to be able to get a little more space on my three. And once that first shot goes, it's a different ballgame.
It's on,
you said that
baby.
last night. You said, hey, look
game.
out if I make that first one.
Yeah, it's a different
as we
ballgame.
take a look. Yeah, you're getting into the lane and getting kind of this 8 to 10 footer, which is awesome. Okay, starting the last 2 games, what has that done for your confidence? Obviously, no Gavin. BYU's gone a little smaller. You're into the starting lineup.
Yeah, I'm excited, and it was a dream come true to be able to play and start in front of the Rock and, you know, a huge atmosphere like that.
Was that your first start at home? No, you had started before, right?
I started last year, but it was a whole COVID thing,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was just different, and it's
Okay,
definitely different when you have a full house.
Yeah.
But Coach Pope has a lot of trust in me right now, and I have a lot of confidence in him, and, you know, our whole team just trusts each other, so it doesn't matter who's starting out there, we just play together.
Are you a pregame dap guy with the other team? Because sometimes it's like, no, it's on. We're not interacting with these guys. But other times like, hey, what's up?
Me and Brock said what's up to each other, but that was really about it. I was like, I'm only going to say hi to Brock.
It's on. It's the spirit of competition.
Utah State, BYU, yeah, I love it.
What's the best part of playing as a nationally ranked team, number 24 right now?
You know, it makes us have to play at a certain level every single game because we kind of have a target on our backs. Every single game is a huge game for the other team. So it's like, hey, they're going to strap it on. We got to strap it on. And so it really helps prepare us for conference, for the conference tournament, and for the NCAA tournament when it comes.
Okay, the emotions of the last 8 days have been varied, I imagine. 8 minutes into the UVU game, Gavin goes down. It's a raucous crowd. It's a road game. It's crazy. You lose that one. How did you guys rebound so successfully the last 2 games in 2 big games, 2 quad 2 games?
I think the biggest thing we talked about was that we can't have excuses. And we look at each other in each other's eyes every single time when we break the huddle, and we just say, hey, we trust each other. You know, if some other team goes on a run, we got to stick together. We can't have one person go off on their own, or we can't get mad at each other. We just got to stick together and hold everybody accountable. And that's something we talked about before the Utah State game and the Missouri State game. And so it's kind of our little thing that we talk about, and it's kind of becoming who we are.
How do you avoid making excuses, especially when we find out after the fact that 5 guys on your team are really sick with flu-like symptoms. Gideon George is not playing. How do you overcome that and stay away from the no excuses mentality?
Coach Pope said it best. He just talked about it. He said, hey, the other team doesn't care if we're sick. ESPN, the rankings don't care if we're sick. Nobody cares. So the fact that we can just trust each other and worry about the things that matter, the things that we can control, it kind of helps us not worry about, the excuses or the things we can't.
Have you been to South Dakota before?
I haven't, and I heard they have like 4 3-pointers up in the Pentagon.
They do. They have 4 3-point lines.
It's. I'm trying to think of why they would have 4. Of course. Yeah, I don't know why they'd have 4.
Is there a G League team up there?
Maybe. I'm thinking high school, college, because women's line's the same as the men's now, right?
Same.
Yeah. And then NBA and.
But I saw a picture last night taken of a game that was played there recently with 4 separate 3-point lines.
Okay, I've always thought that playing on like an NBA court is tough for a shooter because you're always going to pick that deepest line.
Exactly.
Like you initiate the offense further out. Is that true?
Our coaches always say, hey, that's not our 3-point line. And they won't say it to like certain guys because I'm like, okay, wherever the farthest one is, I'm going to shoot probably another
That's what
foot
I'm
back.
talking about.
So I'll shoot a little farther even from that line.
Do you care? The deep threes, do they resonate differently? When you knock down a deep 3 compared to a 3 at the line, does that resonate differently with you?
If I hit a deep one, I think my confidence is definitely going to go even more higher. And I was even talking to Alex. I was like, hey, just because you miss a couple deep ones, just let that thing go. And he's like, hey, I got you. You just keep shooting for me. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's definitely a confidence builder. And, once one goes, anything can go.
With this new rotational look of going small, this kind of
we're not that small. We're not that small.
Right. But I mean, like, Foose is playing the 5 at like 6'7", whatnot. But like his reach is so long, we know that. And Caleb's so tough, right, defensively. You kind of have to make this sustainable. So because we don't know if we're going to have Rich back at all. What's the conversation like of like, okay, we have to make this work this season? And you'll probably have a matchup with Timmy and Holmgren where it's like, all right, you got someone that's a little undersized guarding McLovin, Chet Holmgren. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We pride ourselves on toughness and defense and rebounding. So if we're guarding somebody bigger or anything like that, we know if a shot goes up, we're not going to let that guy get it. And we'll let our guards or Alex or Tijon try to come and clean everything up. But our toughness is something special. And I think that we kind of showed that, especially in the Missouri State game and other games this season. But, yeah, our toughness is special. And these guys are, we work really well together. And that's why we're best locker room in America. We can lose some guys and still be able to fight.
This could have devastated the team. You could have lost more. You could have fallen out of the rankings. How did it not?
I think we're earning a lot of respect right now from everybody around. And, yes, we lost to a rival, a couple of miles down the road. It doesn't define us, and it's not anything that's going to hurt us down the long run. But we use that as a huge stepping stone for us, and we're not going to let that happen again. And so we figured out some things, and something that we were really trying to work on is our pace. Coach Pope always talks about our pace and how we need to, fly down the court. If we need to walk it up and then go into our offense, that's what we need to do. But, just trusting each other and that pace really helps.
Trevin, I know you and all of BYU basketball are locked in on what's happening all around BYU athletics. We saw the videos of you watching the soccer team win at the College Cup in the Final Four. That was really fun. You're paying attention to BYU women's volleyball. You're sitting next to us. They just won set 3, 25-21. So
Let's
BYU,
go.
the 11 seed, is up 2-1 on the 6 seed Purdue. You asked a great question, Trevin. You said, why is BYU women's volleyball the number 11 seed?
After being ranked 5th.
As high as number 4 at one point.
Yeah.
It's because RPI sucks, Trevin.
Thank you.
That's
We've come
pretty much what it comes down to.
We've come a long way, Spence. There were times where we bickered and fought over this. Thank you.
You had to embrace it when it was there, but now that...
No, I didn't.
No, you just don't.
I did not. Yeah, so seeding, ranking is an opinion poll. Seeding is based on, like, RPI and...
strength of schedule.
But
RPI sucks, then.
RPI sucks, exactly. In basketball, it's better because there's net. Like, the NCAA worked with Google to come up with this sorting tool that's better. You guys are 21. Ken Palm, you're 23 or 24? Things are going well right now. You're a top 25 team, man.
Exactly, and we're top 25 in a lot of sports right now. And so that's something super cool. And like you guys just talked about, we were all super excited to watch soccer. They had a heck of a run, and, it was history. And we're all about making history here at BYU.
Absolutely.
This volleyball team, early in the season, I said they're Elite 8 good. So I need them to win
One set.
to validate that. One set away.
I'm with you, man.
If not more. Let's go.
All right, Trevin, let's talk about Creighton. How much do you know about the Blue Jays at this point? I know you're going to dive in at practice and whatnot, but what do you know about Creighton right now?
So we had a lift at 8 a.m. this morning, and once we got done with that, we watched about 20 to 30 minutes just to film about Creighton, and they're a really good shooting team. They're probably the best transition team we've played so far, so they're really going to try to push the ball on us. And their big guy is, 7 foot? So we're going to be, again, undersized, but it doesn't really matter because we got heart,
small.
you know.
Not that small.
But, yeah, their four-man is actually super talented. We saw against Utah State, their four-man was really good at hitting threes.
Justin Bean.
And so this is the exact same guy, kind of like that. Just he's a big guy. He's their leading scorer, so it's going to be a really good challenge for us.
It's interesting you bring up transition because I know transition defense against Utah State and Justin Bean specifically was a big point of emphasis for BYU last night. So do you feel like in a weird way the Aggies are a great way to prepare for Creighton?
It was a huge way because they're a really good shooting team. Almost their whole team can shoot it. And that's kind of like the same thing with Creighton. They are a really good shooting team, and so they're going to try to space us out, and they're a really good passing team as well. So I think it was a really good way to prepare for this game, and we're just really excited for Saturday.
Okay,
Utah State's going out there in a week, by the way.
Oh,
to South Dakota.
yeah.
The Pentagon, or they call it?
The Pentagon.
Pentagon.
Like the arena?
It's called a 4-line 3.
4 lines is weird, man. Yeah.
Let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma to take with you to the Black Hills in South Dakota. Good luck against Creighton. We'll be watching, of course, and congratulations on a great start thus far.
Appreciate it.